Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as we pay respect to our great nation and its flag with the playing of our national anthem by the Morgan County High School Bulldog Band. Thank you, and may God continue to bless America.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us here on MCHSLive.com, your home for Morgan County football. I'm Philip Hubbard, joined by my colleague, Mr. Will Wynn, and we are here live at Bill Corey Stadium in historic Madison, Georgia, where the site is set for tonight's Region 8 AAA matchup between the 0-5 Franklin County Lions and the 5-1 Morgan County Bulldogs. The overall series record between these two schools is tied 7-1. And Morgan County won this game last year 40-21 up in Carnesville. And that extends their winning streak to 3 games over the Lions. And obviously everybody's expecting them to make it 4 straight tonight. Let's start with Franklin County first, Will. What does Franklin County have to do to come in here and pull off the upset win?
So Franklin County has to come out here, like Coach said, and limit the explosive plays. They cannot let explosive players like Seth Robertson and Co-Bridget Lumpkin come out here and have a field day on them. They also have to create turnovers, get their offense in short yardage situations, so time of possession will be critical.
That's going to be tough to do against this Morgan County team. They are explosive and tough on both sides of the ball. Who is Franklin County going to look to, Will, in order to pull off this upset?
It all starts with Everett Hazelden. He is their starting quarterback, and with 2 running backs out for the game, he will have to step up for them. They will also look to Cameron Weaver, a senior defensive end for the team. Him and that other defense will need to put some pressure on Folds tonight.
Yeah, and pressure is what they're going to have to do against Folds to make him uncomfortable and force him into some bad decisions there on offense. Obviously, there's a lot of differences between Franklin County and Morgan County, and it all starts with both of their head coaches. Franklin County have a 2-year coach here in Georgia who recently retired in South Carolina. He's in his 2nd year, but then they have, at Morgan County, they have Bill Malone, who is in his 13th year. He actually received an accolade earlier this week. Our sideline reporter, Miss Nicole Sheeran, is standing by with an update. Nicole.
Thanks, Will and Phillip. If you came to the Morgan County campus on a Thursday or Friday before a home football game, you would see students using leaf blowers and lawnmowers to ensure the campus is clean. This is a part of the outdoor education class at Morgan County High School, taught by a pretty familiar face in the football program. That person is Morgan County head football coach, Bill Malone. Not only is Bill Malone an influential person in the classroom, but he has some pretty long history at Morgan County. He has coached the football team since 2007 and has spent 26 years coaching and teaching at Morgan County. Now, he currently leads the Bulldogs with a 5-1 record overall and a 2-0 record in the region. He has some pretty big accomplishments coaching the football team, and one of those major accomplishments was leading the Bulldogs to 2 region championships. Now, earlier this week, Coach Malone was in fact named the 6th season's Atlanta Falcons High School Coach of the Week. This is the first time that he has been awarded this honor. He's exciting on the sidelines, influential in the classroom, and dedicated to his players. He really is loved by all. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Nicole, for that update. What an accomplishment that is for Coach Malone leading up to this game. I'm sure that puts some excitement in that Morgan County locker room with it being fall break this week for Morgan County. But let's go back to the playing field for Morgan County, Will. They're coming in here undefeated in region play, but they had a sluggish win last week at Jackson County. Almost got upset on the road there. They won by 3 points when everybody expected them to win by double digits. What do they have to come in here to prove that they belong with the elites in Region 8 AAA?
So first of all, Morgan County has to come in here, get an early lead, and not let up. Last week against the Panthers, like you said, they hung around for a while, made it a close game, closer than it should have been. They also have to limit the mental mistakes. Last week, the Bulldogs had personal foul penalties that kept the Panthers in this game.
Yeah, and that's what they're going to need to do tonight. Obviously, they'll be looking to their two leaders on offense, Co-Bridget Lumpkin at running back and Trent Folds as quarterback. Folds is coming in already having over 500 passing yards this year, throwing 5 touchdowns. Has the 3 interceptions, but the 5 touchdowns really outbalance that touchdown-interception ratio. And then you have Co-Bridget Lumpkin, who has over 400 yards rushing already this season and is averaging 7.8 yards a carry. That's almost a first down conversion every time he touches the ball. What do they have to do tonight to really give Morgan County this comfortable win?
Yeah, those 2 players are pretty great. That's why they're Folds and Lumpkin are my 2 key players for the Bulldogs. Folds can throw a vertical. He can throw it 60 yards down the field. So the secondary for Franklin County will have to be on their toes. Lumpkin, he's great. He's explosive. He can open up the run game for them. That front 3 for the defensive line for the Franklin Lions, they'll have a big test tonight.
Yes, a big test indeed. And so if Folds and Lumpkin can come in here and perform well, it should be, as anticipated, a comfortable win here for Morgan County at home at Bill Corey Stadium. That does it for us here for this pregame show. Again, I'm Philip Hubbard, joined by Mr. Will Wynn. We'll be back after this for the opening kickoff. Don't forget, you're watching Morgan County football on MCHSLive.com.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world?
You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
Now back to Bulldog football on MCHSLive.com.
And we are back here at Bill Corey Stadium in historic Madison, Georgia. Again, my name is Philip Hubbard, joined by my awesome colleague, Mr. Will Wynn here. And it's currently 72 degrees. The sun is set, and there's 10% chance of precipitation here tonight. Will, we've already gone through the pregame key players and keys to the game, players to watch. What is one thing, though, in our background research that you found surprising about Franklin County?
Well, Franklin County, for one, Coach Sutherland said when we talked to him on Tuesday that he is not surprised at the fact that his team is winless so far this season. They are 0-5 on the year, but what he is very happy about is that they're rebuilding and that his JV team is 5-1 on the year. He is very impressed with them. He knows that they are the future of their football program.
You know, well, that is very surprising that a head coach is not concerned that his team is winless this far in the season. What about Morgan County, though? They're coming in 5-1, undefeated in the region play. What surprised you this week about our background research?
The only thing that really surprised me, Philip, is the fact that how close their last game was against Jackson County. They escaped with a 20-17 win. Just on paper and statistics-wise, you would think the margin of victory would have been a lot bigger than that, but it wasn't. We'll see if they bounce back with more prepared this Friday night. Let's see if it's going to be a close game or it could get ugly.
Yeah, and you know, Coach Malone, when we went to their practice on Tuesday morning, he harped on that he compares the Morgan County and the Jackson County game as like a Georgia Vanderbilt. That Georgia always goes in like it's the favorite, but always struggles early and often with Vanderbilt. Obviously, that game last week was a lot closer than the Georgia Vanderbilt game was early this year, and he just said that it was an escape win, which they should have won pretty easily, as people as we anticipated on our broadcast team. So we'll see if he has his guys fired up. But it has been fall break, which could be kind of detrimental to the team's focus with the fair in town and everything. What do you think that has? What do you think that does to the mindset of these players?
You know, for both teams, I mean, Franklin County is very motivated. I mean, I know it's tough to keep your team involved and buying into the program when you're 0-5. But Coach Sutherland said that, you know, he's relaxing his players. He's just trying to get them buying into what he is preaching every day in practice, every day when watching film, every Friday night, every game. In Morgan County, they have everything they want still ahead of them. They can go out there and win the region title if they do what they can do and win every game. I don't see why they can't go out there and compete every Friday night.
Yeah, we've already said plenty of times already they are undefeated in region play, currently tied with Jefferson at the top of Region 8 AAA standings. And those teams will face off next week. So if Morgan can come out of here still undefeated, that could be a good game next week. Jefferson tonight is currently playing Hart County in Hart, so they had to travel up there to play Hart County. And here you see on your screen the Morgan County Bulldogs football team making their way to the sideline. They are in all black jerseys, and they're wearing pink tape here for their pink out game of the 2019 season. You'll see plenty of times on the field at both ends of the field at the 25-yard line. The grounds crew here from Morgan County has painted a pink ribbon here. Obviously, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so it's going to be a good game here tonight. You see Franklin County coming to their respective sideline. And it looks like Morgan County is going to receive the ball first to open this game. That means Morgan County will receive the first half kickoff, and Franklin County will take the second half kickoff.
Yeah, one of the keys that we talked about was Morgan County getting an early lead and not letting up. I think that's a big reason as to why they're getting the ball first. If I'm Bill Malone, I'm thinking we got to put points on the board right here, get off to a hot start, unlike they did against Jackson County last week.
Definitely. And, you know, we talked to Malone right before the game, Will, and he wasn't anticipating a big crowd. Now, obviously, this is not your typical crowd for a fall break. But this is a pretty big crowd here, considering all things that they've been on fall break. You know, people go out of town, parents, families, and fans go out of town. So this is a pretty good showing here for the Morgan County faithful to come out on this pink out Friday night.
Yeah, I think this crowd, these fans are very excited about where this program is headed with Bill Malone leading their team. They're excited where they see that where they can go with region play still left to play, and then, hey, playoffs coming up.
Playoffs coming up, and let's see if they can stay undefeated in the region going outside of this game. So as you see, as always this year, Seth Robertson and Al Edwards are back deep to return for the Bulldogs. Jonathan Duncan, the freshman, kicks it off for the Lions. Robertson fields it at the 25. He gets around the edge. He is going, he's still in bounds, but knocked out, looks like around the 36-yard line. And the first thing we'll see, ladies and gentlemen, is the Morgan County offense. They are led by their senior commander and their quarterback, Trent Folds. Standing at 6'2", 220 pounds. That's a big quarterback throwing the ball around the yard for Morgan County, Will.
Yeah, he is actually a great quarterback. You wouldn't tell by looking at him with his physique-wise, like he can't move. But he gets out of the pocket well, buys enough time to get the ball down the field vertically and across the middle for his receivers to go out there and make a play.
Yeah, so we'll see what they come up here with already in great field position in enemy territory past the 50-yard lines. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Come in a offset, bring Robertson in motion with a little jet sweep, sheds a tackle, and he's gone. And he's going to pick up the first down and a lot more. And you just saw there the Franklin County defense, led by senior defensive end, Kamon Weaver. What do you have to say about Weaver and what to expect from him tonight, Will?
Well, Coach Sutherland said he is their vocal leader on the defense. He is a defensive presence on that line. Weaver looks to make some impactful plays, putting pressure on Folds tonight.
And Folds finds number 40, Chris Walsh, for the opening touchdown. 2 plays already, and Morgan County is on the board. 6-0 with 11:29. Not even a full minute has passed, and Morgan County is already on the board.
Yeah, Franklin County did not. They looked helpless right there. That was really way too easy for Morgan County. Like I said, the key for the game, go out there, get an early lead. That's exactly what Morgan County did.
We'll see. Number 80. On to kick for the Bulldogs. Extra point is up and good. So after that touchdown, Franklin County will take over for offense, and they are led by their junior quarterback, number 14, Everett Hazelton. And you know, Coach Sutherland had a lot to say about his junior quarterback, Will.
Yeah, Hazelton has to step up for them tonight. They have a starting running back out for violating team rules, so he will need to rely on Hazelton's arm tonight moving forward. He is a natural leader on the offense, and he will have to bring as much success and his best game tonight if the Lions want to win this game.
That was number 80, Bennett Minelli, in for the extra point that went up and good for the Bulldogs. Number 12, Noah Brown, is in for Morgan County to kick it off to the Franklin County offense.
Noah Brown to kick for the Dogs.
It's going to be a little pooch kick to the side. Fair catch is called, and they're going to take over just inside the 30-yard line. And so you see there in all black, the Morgan County defense trotting out. They are led by senior middle linebacker Cole Freeman, who is Coach Bell, defense coordinator for Morgan County, has labeled him as the vocal leader and really the quarterback of this defense.
Yeah, Freeman moves to the ball well. He attacks at the point, and he is not afraid of contact out there as a leader.
We'll see what Franklin County does here after their defense. 2 plays. You see him come out in a double wing back set as anticipated. Just going to hand it off there. It's a couple of yards there on first down. Brings up second down and 8.
Got a little bit of push up there by the starting center and right guard J.D. Ginn and Blake Wright.
It's going to bring up second. It looks like about 7 or 8. Whistles are blowing. Looks like it's going to be an official timeout.
Quick reminder, Morgan Medical Center has pink shirts on sale at both ends of the stadium. Please stop by and support their worthy cause.
Coach Malone is out there on the sideline asking what's going on, pointing at the clocks.
Coach Malone is looking for some type of explanation, and looks like he's not going to get it as the head referee signals the clock to run.
Looked like there might have been something wrong with the play clock out there. It's now running, and it should be good to go.
See how that plays out the rest of tonight's game, if that has a factor in play calls or in snap counts for either offense tonight. Franklin County comes back out in their same 2-wing set with a fullback right behind the quarterback. Feel like a little misdirection there. And he is met right there at the line of scrimmage by none other than Mr. Cole Freeman, who we just got through highlighting for that Morgan County defense.
Morgan County was not fooled there. Freeman and a host of Bulldogs right there in for the tackle. Now sets up 3rd and long for the Lions.
Chris Good with the carry for the
See
Lions.
what they call here. Coach Malone said he only expects this offense to throw it maybe 5 or 6 times tonight. So let's see if they use one of those times to throw it over the top and see if they can't pick up this first down.
If they're going to be in 3rd and long all night like so far, even on their first drive, they're going to have to start throwing the ball more.
Let's see what they do. They actually bring a wide receiver to your near side. It's number 4, Josh Beasley, the senior wide out. So instead of 10 offensive linemen, there are 9 now. Hazelton throws a deep route. He has Beasley, but overthrows him out of bounds. That's incomplete. Brings up 4th down for Franklin County. And if you're Franklin County trying to stay in this game, Will, you did not need to go 3 and out and put your defense back there on the field.
No, that throw there by Houston, Beasley had to, it looked like he had to wait on it. He was waiting there, and then eventually the throw eventually came out of bounds. He had no chance of making a play on that.
So it looks like Seth Robertson is back deep for the punt, and it's going wide right. Didn't even make it to the 50. That's number 83, Jonathan Duncan, the freshman punter. Or excuse me, 84, Josh Butler, the sophomore punter.
That's about 23 yards. The ball will be spotted at the Bulldog 42.
And so, as we mentioned, it's been fall break here at Morgan County all week. Our sideline reporter, Miss Nicole Sheeran, is standing by with an update. Nicole.
To have a break. After a tough-fought victory against the Monroe area and a 2-plus-for-cover game against Jackson County, this could not have been better timing. He also emphasized that it's a great way for the players to not only have football practice, but to take a break from practice
gains one for the Dogs.
This was the 60th anniversary
Tackled by number 65, Jacob Burbage.
Thank you, Nicole, for that update about fall break. We were actually out there Tuesday morning for their 8 to 10 practice, and they were out there giving it their all for their head ball coach. As it brings up 2nd and 9. He's going to connect with Denver Laughlin, and he picks up the first down and a lot more. That's number 22, Simon Berger there, the junior outside linebacker for the Lions, who made a stop. But there's another big play that Coach Sutherland said he wanted to limit coming into tonight's game.
3 easy big plays right there for the Bulldogs. The Lions have to have the correct personnel, the correct defensive play call by Chris Dove if they want to get any kind of stop on defense.
So you come back out. Quentin Proby is in the backfield now with Folds, not Bridget Lumpkin. Proby is wide open, and Folds has to throw that off his back foot and falls incomplete. But again, finding Franklin County's defense out of position, you would think if Proby caught that, that's at least a first down, if not a touchdown there.
Like you said, Folds threw that off his back foot. He saw pressure coming in his face. He hurried it more than he really had to. He had a little bit more time to get rid of it. He just rushed it.
Yep. And that was that pressure that Sutherland told us about earlier this week, Will, that they're going to have to continually create to keep Folds under pressure. There he's just going to hand it off to the senior running back, Proby. He gains a few yards, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6 or 7 there for the Bulldogs after the Proby run.
That was great vision there by Proby. He shakes a defender, gets what he can out of it, and made it a productive run.
Let's see what offensive coordinator Wade Woodall draws up here on 3rd and short for his senior quarterback. He's going to hit his star wideout, Seth Robertson, who's been productive so far tonight. He picks up the first down and about 3 or 4 more yards there for the Bulldogs. And, you know, he's not committed to Georgia Southern for no reason. He's showing his wheels there on the opening kickoff and just right there on the little swing pass out to the right side, really proving his work to this Morgan County's offense.
Seth Robertson is so explosive when he gets in the open field. He's coming out now for the Bulldogs.
Morgan County comes out. Proby again to folds his right hip. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Proby's going to take the handoff. He's going to go and just tripped up right there, but it looks like he's going to be close to the first down. Let's see where they mark him. And they're going to give it to him. 1st and goal from the 9-yard line for the Morgan County Bulldogs. Let's see what they do here this close to the goal line.
Gavin Lewis and Gerald Brown created a big hole on that left side of the offensive line, made an easy hole for Proby to run through.
It's going to be double wide receivers to the left. Proby 2 folds his left. Going to be a play action to Carryon Farley, who walks in for the easy touchdown for the Bulldogs. And they extend their lead 13-0 pending the extra point. Here with 7:29 remaining in the first. Carryon Farley there on the touchdown reception, who Malone told us earlier this week is a player that all these freshmen and sophomore on the team, they really look up to him as like the leader of this team. He's very quiet, but he leads by example, according to Malone.
Yeah, Farley is one of these players that you kind of almost overlook. When you have Lumpkin, you have Wyatt, and you have Robertson right there making explosive plays, you almost forget that he's right there and he can do this exact same thing.
Ian Nelly up and good for the extra point. Morgan County leads Franklin 14-0 here with 7:29 to go in the first. We'll be back after this break. Don't forget you're watching Morgan County football on MCHSLive.com.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm going to miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just a little moment. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
I'm Sarah Peppers, and you're watching Bulldogs football on MCHSLive.com.
We're back here at Bill Corey Stadium, where Morgan County just took a 14-0 lead. Noah Brown there on the squib kick, I guess we'll call it, for the Bulldogs, and Morgan County's defense is going to come back out along with Franklin County's offense and see what they can do. Trenton Folds, the first two drives, 4 for 5, 68 yards, and has already thrown 2 touchdown passes, so he's having himself a heck of a game with 80% of completion percentage and the 2 touchdowns here halfway through the first, not even halfway through the first quarter.
Yeah, you can't ask for too much more from Folds. Those are almost 2 perfect drives for him.
Let's see what Franklin County has dialed up here to kind of get their team back in the game. That's going to be number 2 on the carry. Chris Goody. And number 50, Key Malone's there on the stop.
I know this is early in this game, but this almost feels like a must-score drive for the Lions. They cannot go down 3 touchdowns this early in the game on the road at Morgan County in this region game.
Yep, and so we'll see if they can dial it up. Do you do some? What do you do here, Will? Do you try to get out of what you normally do and throw the ball again after you saw that wobbly throw to Beasley earlier, or do you run the ball again?
I do think you have to open up the playbook, because all Morgan County has done is watch film on this double wing T offense that they run, and so far they've done nothing but stop it. But a good run right there.
Yeah, good run there by number 22, Simon Berger there for the Lions. It's going to make it 3rd and manageable, but still that's a long way to go if you're going to run the ball continuously as they're doing here against Morgan County.
Right. It just looks like Hazelden is not very comfortable throwing the football, but he has to, especially in these 3rd and long situations on the road against a region team.
You saw there Coach Malone coming off the sideline to talk to his sophomore Will linebacker, Key Malone, and give him a defensive play call. And here's a different formation with 2 receivers to the right for Franklin. No fullback in the backfield this time. He's going to come back and throw a screen pass to his backup quarterback, Chris Goody. Breaks a tackle, but then he doesn't get much after the missed tackle. And there is a yellow flag on the field. So let's see what impact it has on this individual play. The referees are talking to one another to sort it out.
There is a penalty flag.
Let's see what the call is. Personal foul, hands to the face against Morgan County.
Personal foul, hands to the face.
And that's going to be an automatic first down. So again, as you saw last week in the second half against Jackson County, penalties, extending drives there for the Lions. Morgan County assumably going to get off the field there, give it back to their explosive offense, and they bail the Lions out just like they did the Panthers last week.
That's going to drive Coach Malone and the rest of the coaching staff crazy. You saw last week against Jackson County, like you mentioned, personal foul penalties, keeping them Panthers in the game in the second half. Right there, hands to the face, extending, keeping the Lions drive alive down to Bulldogs territory.
Yep. Across the 50-yard line. Let's see if Franklin County comes with another 2 wide receiver set, or if they're going to go back to their traditional. And they bring 1 wide receiver to the right, and it's number 10, junior Bryson White, here by himself. He's just going to hand it off to his fullback, who is met by a swarm of Morgan County defenders. And, of course, coming out of the pile is number 43, Cole Freeman, leading the charge there for the defense.
He did a great job there, but I also give credit to that defensive front for Morgan County. Kristen Foster and Joe Brown did a great job of getting push on that Lions offensive line, completely stopped the play from the get-go.
And don't you think that at some point they're going to have to start like tossing the ball, throwing the ball more, just something to loosen this Morgan County defense up, Will?
At this point, if the Lions keep running what they're running, it's too predictable. You have to bring a little bit of flavor into your offense, per se.
And let's see if they throw a little out route here to number 4, Beasley, like they did last time. They're not. They have a little success with that little misdirection there to the right. That is number 22 again, junior Simon Berger there on the carry, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about medium there.
It looked like Berger was going to get the edge, had a possibility of getting a first down, but Denver Laughlin right there cut him off on the edge, stopped him from getting that first down, and now it's 3rd medium.
And the whole time, Brett Bell, the defensive coordinator for Morgan County, has told us that Laughlin has a knack for being around the ball all the time, whether it's turnovers, tackles, even on the offensive side. You saw him catch a pass that set him up in the red zone on the last possession. So he just has a knack for being around the ball. They bring another man in motion. Looks like they try to draw the Morgan County defense offside, but they stay put. And let's see what they do here. And that's going to be a timeout for Franklin County. Paul Sutherland wants to talk to his offense before he calls this 3rd down play for his offense. So we're here, Bill Corey Stadium. Again, my name is Philip Hubbard. Mr. Will Wynn is our color analyst tonight. We're at Bill Corey Stadium in historic Madison, Georgia, where Morgan County currently leads Franklin County 14-0 with 4:44 to go. It's currently 3rd and 6 for Franklin. Will, coming out of this timeout, obviously you have time to think about what you're going to call if you're the offensive coordinator. What play call do you call? Do you do a pass? Do you do another wing back run? Do you do a fullback dive? What do you do here if you're Coach Sutherland?
But with 6 yards to go, I think you have to, if you run the ball, you have to do it outside the tackles. I mean, if it was 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, maybe go into that traditional double wing T run that they do. But 3rd and 6, it's a bit longer, a little bit more bit to go. I think if you don't put it in the air, definitely run it outside the tackles.
Let's see what Franklin County does. If they'll listen to Mr. Wynn here, who has a great play call dialed up. Let's see if Coach Sutherland has one dialed up. As they come out, this time Beasley's going to go out to the left instead of to the right of the formation. Again, he's the only wide receiver over there. Everybody else is on the line or behind their quarterback. Hazelton is going to throw it. And he connects with his wideout, Beasley. And they are set up 1st and goal at the 9-yard line, 8-yard line there for the Lions. What a throw there. He was the same type of play, just on the right side earlier in the quarter. That time is to the left, and he connects with his wideout. What a confidence booster for Hazelton there on the throw.
Zan Mahone for the Bulldogs was on the coverage, and the whole time running down the field with the receiver, he did not turn his head once. If he turned his head, he might actually could have made a play on the ball, possibly an interception. But as you can see, Lions had a huge play right there.
And you see, obviously, you come out of the timeout. What a play call there. As you saw earlier, your quarterback is a wobbly throw out of bounds, and you have confidence in him enough to make the throw again. And they're going to have a wing-back run. And are they going to call him in? And it is a touchdown for Franklin County.
Lions get back right there to their bread and butter. That one play right there opened up the run game back again for the Lions. That was a big time score to keep them in this game.
That was number 22, Simon Berger, on the run. About an 8-yard run. That's his 4th carry for 18 yards and a touchdown. They're going to run a fake field goal. And he overshoots his wideout there, number 16, Bryce Carey, the junior fullback. So that keeps the score 14-6 with just over 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Morgan County leads 14-6. We'll be back after this break. Don't forget, you're watching Morgan County football on MCHSLive.com.
You can achieve a lot using your imagination. I mean, I don't like to brag, but... Wait, who's that? And why is she all over these achievement awards? But with STEM, the sky's the limit. Shaboom! Use STEM to envision... Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah. Invent...
Got any ideas?
I've got a few, actually. And create a better world.
Told you she's super smart.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at SheCanSTEM.
Watch every snap live on MCHSLive.com.
We are back here at Bill Corey Stadium where Morgan County leads Franklin County 14-6. 4:02 left to go here in the first quarter. Number 83, Jonathan Duncan, the freshman kicker, set to kick it off for the Lions. Obviously, after that opening kickoff that Robertson nearly returned back to the 30-yard line, they're going to pooch kick it over to Noah Brown, and Bulldogs are going to set up shop around the 32-yard line. So we'll back to Franklin County's last possession where they scored on the touchdown. What was the key contributing factor to get the ball in the end zone for the Lions?
I mean, obviously you have that big explosive pass down the field, but the only reason that play happened was because of that hands to the face penalty on third down. If that doesn't happen, the Bulldogs get off the field, have a chance to go up 3 scores, but like it is now, it's a 1-score game.
Yeah. Obviously, it's 14-6. Franklin County went for a fake field goal for a 2-point conversion and did not convert. And so we'll see what Morgan County does to respond as Folds is back there in the offset. There's the junior running back, Bridget Lumpkin on the carry. Number 16, Bryce Carey, the inside linebacker there on the stop. It's going to be about a 1-yard gain there for Lumpkin.
Textbook tackle right there by Carey. He met him at the line of scrimmage, got 1.5 yards maybe on that carry. Big play right there for the Lions defense.
Morgan County hurries back to the offensive line. Going to hand it off, or no, he's going to fake it out to Robertson, who jukes and gets past the 45-yard line near midfield. And again, when the ball is in his hand, there's no telling what Robertson can pull off.
That's what makes him so dangerous out there. He showed that nasty left step to juke the defender, picked up a first down. He can do really everything for the Bulldogs.
And again, Morgan County's going to no huddle, but there are whistles being blown. Head referee is coming to the line of scrimmage. And he's willing his arm to start the clock back up. Trent Folds comes out, offset, shotgun look to his left. 2 wide receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Just a traditional drop back pass. And he almost connects with Seth Robertson there again on the comeback route.
Pass intended for Robertson is incomplete.
And so Robertson drops the pass there by Folds, but still tight coverage there, and you're seeing the difference in this defense. Earlier, all 4 completions, Folds wide receivers were wide open, but that time they had somebody around them to kind of make them uncomfortable, maybe cause that drop. This time they're going to hand it to Folds again and going to meet him again at the line of scrimmage. That is number 55, Cole Lutz on the stop there, the nose tackle.
It looks as if Sutherland and his defense have made it clear that they are stopping Lumpkin tonight. He knows how explosive, how fast he is, and they really think that if they want a chance to win this game tonight, Folds has to beat them with his arm.
And Malone sees that and puts in his senior backup running back, Proby, back on the field, 2 wide receivers to Folds' left, 2 to his right. Proby in the backfield with him. Just a drop back pass. Folds on the run, chunks it to Kerryon Farley and just overthrows his man. Would have been a touchdown if he had caught it, and overthrows his man there. But we do have a penalty back behind the line of scrimmage. So let's see what happens here.
Folds looked almost too comfortable rolling to the left, throwing that ball. He got on his left foot and threw it. And like I said, he has a cannon, but he couldn't connect the ball to him.
And that penalty is going to be holding against the Morgan County offense. Sutherland declines the penalty, and that's going to bring up 4th and 12. And it looks like Folds is going to go back and just punt it away to number 4, Beasley there for Franklin County.
So far, Lumpkin has 3 carries for 0 yards. That is not something I thought I would say during this broadcast almost at the end of the first quarter.
It definitely looks like Proby is going to have the better game tonight, just like last week against Jackson County. And number 2, Chris Goody there to field the punt. Our sideline reporter, Nicole Sheeran, is on the sideline standing by with an update. And we'll send it to her momentarily about Franklin County as they take over on offense. Nicole, what you got for us?
On
paper, the matchup tonight seems to favor Morgan County since tonight will mark 364 days since Franklin County has won a road game. The Lions' last road win was last season in their game against East Jackson on October 12th with a score of 49-7. During this time, they were outscored by a total of 90 points in the away on the road game. However, the Lions scored a touchdown not long ago in the first quarter, trailing Morgan County by only 8. With only a few more points, we may see the end of this streak for the Lions. Back to you guys.
Thank you again, Nicole, for that update. 364 days since Franklin County's won a road game. What a streak there, and obviously they want to end it here tonight in Madison, Georgia.
You know, just thinking about that, putting that in perspective is jaw-dropping. How long it's been since a school has won on the road. They definitely have a shot here tonight, being only down 8 with the ball back. You see a little bit of momentum shift maybe right here. They went down the field, scored, forced Morgan County to punt. Now they got the ball back.
Let's see what they dial up here on offense. As that first down run was about 3 yards. And that's what you want to do if you're Franklin County's offense, 3-4 yards a carry. You want to stay on schedule, as they call it, with this type of offense. Time of possession, as we mentioned in the pregame show, is going to be key in this game, keeping that Morgan County defense on the field, keeping that Morgan County offense on the sideline. Let's see what they dial up here. Number 22, Chris Goody there on the run.
On the tackle, Chris Walls.
Chris Walls there on the tackle.
Almost looked like a false start there that the Lions got away with.
Yep. They pick up 2 or 3 yards there on that wing back run. And that brings up 3rd and about 4 for Franklin County. Obviously, this is a must conversion here for Franklin County to keep staying on the field and maybe put a score back up on the board.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is give the ball right back to Morgan County here. You need to continue this drive and keep the ball out of Folds' hands.
Let's see what they dial up here. There's a toss out to Goody. And it looks like he's going to be close to the first down marker. Let's see where they spot the ball.
It's all come down to the spot right here.
They may even have an official timeout to talk about it. They flipped the down marker to 4th down. So
no gain on the play.
The ball looked like it advanced further than it did. And Franklin's bringing out their punt unit to give the ball back to Trenton Folds in this explosive offense.
You've got Al Edwards out there deep for the Bulldogs to receive this punt.
And number 83, Jonathan Duncan. Looks like he's on the punt. Number 84, Josh Butler, Al Edwards, sloppy fielding it, and is met by 3 or 4 line defenders and is brought down about the 36-yard line. So obviously some sloppiness there from Morgan County. Do you think Franklin County's kind of getting in their head thinking, you know, they just put up a score, they just stopped them on offense the last time they had it? Do you think they're kind of getting a little antsy trying to make another big play?
Yeah, I think that could be part of it, but I think that just was not a smart decision right there by Edwards. You got to you see that ball dying in front of you, the first thing you have to do is just get as far away from it as possible.
So here we are with just the closing seconds of the first quarter. Let's see what offensive coordinator Woodall from Morgan County draws up. You've got 2 wide receivers to Folds' left, two to his right, 1 to his left. He's going to hand it off to Bridget Lumpkin. Sheds a few tackles and gains about 9 yards. So he comes into today averaging 7.8 yards a carry, and he gains 9, better than his season average.
By far his best run of his By far best run of his so far in this first quarter. He shed 2 tackles. Arm tackles are not going to bring down Lumpkin.
Yes, and so as we mentioned, it is peak out from Morgan County. And Nicole, our sideline reporter, is standing by here with an update about the peak out.
This past Wednesday with a trip to Ringgold for the first round of the GHSA state playoffs. The 2019 season marked the 7th consecutive trip to the state playoffs for the Lady Dogs softball team. Congratulations to the team and the coaches. Morgan County Middle School football wrapped up its 2019 season on Wednesday with a tough loss in the Piedmont Athletic Conference semifinals. Congratulations to all the players and coaches on another successful season. The hard work of all the players and coaches is appreciated.
Thank you, Nicole, for that update. The peak out for Morgan, obviously, it's a great cause. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. You see pink everywhere on this Morgan County side, in the stands, on the sideline, and even on the field by the Bulldogs. Is there, and they're all black jerseys, but they are trimmed in pink socks, pink shoes, and even pink wrist tape. And even Trenton Folge, he had suffered that elbow injury back in on August 30th against Greene County, which is about 30 minutes down the road from here. And he's got his left brace on his left arm covered in pink here for this Morgan County pink out. So let's see what all draws up as Lumpkin is back in the backfield with Folge. It's going to be a play action to number 14, Jarrett White. He's going to pick up the first down and more, and is brought down by 2 or 3 Franklin County defenders. Last week Jarrett had 6 catches for 97 yards and 2 touchdowns, and he really had a breakout performance last week against Jackson. There you see him getting himself open there, and Folge finding him there on the little quick route.
Yeah, just a little simple stop, 10-yard stop and go route. He got the ball. The defender was about 3 yards away from him. Made something out of nothing.
So here comes Lumpkin. Seems to find his groove here in the closing seconds of the first, opening of the second. Gains about 6 yards, 6 or 7 yards there. Brings up second and short for the Morgan County offense. And you see him kind of hurrying up back to the line of scrimmage. Folge claps his hand, gets the ball. Looks like the same exact run, just to the different side. And it's going to be close to a first down. And again, it's going to depend on that spot. So going into closing seconds of the first quarter, he had 0 yards on 4 carries, and now here he is. He's already in double digits on the 2 carries in the closing of the first and in the opening of the second.
Yeah, that reception by White really set him up right there. As soon as you get the passing game going, that opens up the running game.
Yeah, complimentary football is what Coach Malone likes to call it in practice. And let's see if he takes a shot here on 3rd and short. And he throws it out there to his senior wideout, number 4, Seth Robertson. There, he was wide open again. The turf monster really got him there, trying to turn it upfield and maybe make another play. Obviously, he didn't, but still picks up the first down, and they're driving here inside the 30-yard line.
Yeah, I think that throw was actually a little bit behind Robertson. He had to stop, make a great catch, but enough for the first down.
And Quentin Proby, the senior running back for Morgan County, is back there. Folge is looking for White. It falls incomplete, but a yellow flag flies out of the referee's pocket.
That was Josh Beasley, the senior, on the coverage right there for the Lions. Looks like he's going to get called for a pass interference.
And it looks like White is going into the bushes. Oh, he's just retrieving the ball. And didn't know what he was doing there, just going into the bushes like that. So let's see what it is. Pass interference against the Lions. Number 4, Josh Beasley, the cornerback for this Lions defense. And so just like Morgan bailed out Franklin on their scoring drive, it looks like Franklin's going to have a little assistance moving the ball forward for Morgan County.
Yep, now that pass interference put them in the red zone at the 14-yard line.
So we'll see what they dial up here. Again, Quentin Proby still in the backfield with Folge, offset to his left. He's going to hand it straight up the gut, breaks up tackle, is carrying defenders, and is in for the 14-yard touchdown run by Quentin Proby, which extends the Morgan County's lead here in the second quarter. What a run there by Proby there, Will.
Yeah, Proby would not be denied on that run. He broke 3, 4, maybe 4 tackles right there. He had a head of steam going, got in the end zone. Touchdown, Morgan County.
So again, number 80, the sophomore kicker, Bennett Inianelli, is here on the extra point attempt. It's up and good. Morgan County extends its lead, 21-6 here with 10:17 in the second quarter. We'll be back after this. You're watching Morgan County football on MCHSLive.com.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world?
You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
I'm Sarah Peppers, and you're watching Bulldogs football on MCHSLive.com.
And we are back live here at Bill Corey Stadium. Number 12, Noah Brown from Morgan County has it teed off. Little squib kick there to the right. Franklin County's going to field it and run with it. And he is knocked out of bounds there around the 35-yard line.
Brown's kick, fielded by
Number 15, Alec Veal, the senior there for the Lions. What a response there, though, by Morgan County's offense to put up another score. As you said earlier, Will, it seemed like the momentum was gradually going to that Franklin County sideline, and now it seems like Morgan County's got it back over here.
Yeah, just like that drive with Morgan County, when Franklin County scored with that hands to the face penalty, Franklin County returns the favor, gives them a pass interference penalty that helps Morgan County put points on the board.
And as we've already seen him make an impact here tonight, number 4, Josh Beasley, the senior wideout, going to the right side of this formation. Just going to be a quarterback sneak here on first down by number 14, Hazelton, the junior running back. That's going to be about a 4-yard gain there. Interesting play call to do a quarterback sneak on the first down play.
Yeah, you don't see that very often, starting your own drive first down at the 35-yard line, calling a quarterback sneak.
It seemed to work for him and advanced the ball 4 yards. Let's see what they do here on second.
Yeah, I think the Lions caught the Bulldogs off guard right there with that kind of play. When you think about it, that's almost very smart coaching.
Yes, and obviously they've been trying the fullback dive out of this two-back set. It's been stuffed every time. So have a little wrinkle and gain about 4 yards there. And again, they give it to their fullback, number 7, Ryan Garner, there, the senior fullback.
Almost the exact same type of play, except the fullback dive, but Morgan County right there, ready for it right there. Now it's going to be 3rd and medium.
3rd and about 5 there. The ball is resting comfortably on the 40-yard line. Hazelton is bringing the play call in from his offensive coordinator and head coach, Paul Sutherland. And let's see what he has dialed up here for this 3rd down and 5 play.
If I'm Brett Bell right here, I almost want to bring the heat and bring a blitz right here.
Let's see if they do it. You're on 3rd and 5. It's going to be a toss. And he is sacked there by the Morgan County. It's going to be about a 2-yard loss on the play.
Stop for a 1-yard loss.
And so obviously that pocket collapsed on them very quickly there, Will, and it's proven why they only want to throw the ball 5 or 6 times tonight.
Yeah, Donovan Caswell right there bringing the first amount of pressure. He gets the sack, and then a swarm of Bulldogs end up putting the pressure on him. Hazelton had nowhere to go with the football.
Yeah, and they actually, instead of just a 1-man route, they had a 2-man route out of that bunch set, which is different than what they've run tonight. Didn't work because the offensive line did not block properly. Morgan County's defensive unit applied pressure as you wanted Bell to do there, Will, and it seemed to pay off for him, making the junior quarterback very uncomfortable. And there is a very short punt there by number 84, Josh Butler, the sophomore punter. And they're Morgan County is going to take over around midfield, which is great field position, and is not going to look very good for this Franklin County defense if they have to defend this deep down in their territory.
Yeah, it looks like Al Edwards learned his lesson last punt. He was out there for this punt return. He immediately called Peter, waving his arms, getting away from as far away from the football as he could.
So let's see. Jarrett White is all the way to the right for Morgan County. Seth Robertson is in the slot to the right. Folds and Lumpkin in the backfield for Morgan County.
It's actually Proby.
Actually Proby there. There is another yellow handkerchief on the field. Let's see who is going to go against this time.
We'll check the flag.
The two referees are trying to sort it out there. The head ref is calling for time to be stopped. Let's see what the call is.
Lumpkin coming in for Proby just now.
And it looks like the flag is...
Looks like it got waved off.
Got waved off.
Got picked up.
So second.
On
first down, according to the down marker. Lumpkin came in for Proby. He's going to hit that hole very well. He's off to the races. He's got a blocker in front of him. He sheds the tackle. He's just tripped up there at the 5-yard line. First and goal for Morgan County.
That was a great example of Lumpkin and his speed getting to the outside edge. It looked like that was the best decision right there, bringing in Lumpkin for Proby.
And you know, and we've talked to Coach Malone here plenty of times these last few weeks, saying that Lumpkin has the better eyes than Proby, and he saw the hole there on the edge and hit it very well. And again, he's going to walk in for the 5-yard touchdown run by Bridget Lumpkin there for Morgan County. Extends this Morgan County lead with 7:16 to go in the second quarter.
Pretty easy drive right there for the Bulldogs. Nothing to complain about if you're Bill Malone right there.
Everything seemed to be at their disposal offensively, which puts the ball back in the end zone. Bennett Iannelli is back on to attempt the extra point. Extra point is up and good. So that's 28-6. Bulldogs lead with 7:16 here in the second quarter. We'll be back after this. And you're watching Morgan County football on MCHSLive.com.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up, and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Watch every snap live on MCHSLive.com.
Back at Bill Corey Stadium, where Morgan County currently leads Franklin 28-6. As they kick off again to Franklin County. A little commotion right there, right in front of the Morgan County sideline. Franklin County is going to come out. Obviously, a lot of big plays there for Morgan County on their last scoring drive. What did you see from Morgan County that really separated them and set up those explosive plays there, Will?
They were really just able to get some push off the line, get their running game going. As you saw, Lumpkin did what he wanted in the open field. When he got at the outside edge, especially on that one long run on the outside of the right tackle, he was able to just get up there, and from then on the run game was going, and then one play later they're in the end zone.
So we come back out. Franklin County has the ball around 40-yard line. It's going to be a wing-back run there, but he is met in the backfield by the defensive leader for this Morgan County defense, number 43, Cole Freeman, who, as we said earlier, his defensive coordinator describes him as the quarterback on defense, and he showed his merit right there on that tackle.
Freeman read that play all the way. He was there. He saw Hazelden hand the ball off, and he was there to meet the running back right there in the backfield for a first down loss.
Let's see what happens happens. That is a 4-yard loss there for the Lions. Obviously not comfortable position here and not staying on schedule as Sutherland wanted to do.
That's one thing you can't do when you're on the road and you're an underdog. Start your on first down behind the chains.
Yes, so let's see what they do here. Chris Goody there on the run. He breaks out of there and is marched out of bounds by Seth Robertson there. One of the few times they've had an explosive play, and that's going to set them up in Bulldog territory past the 50-yard line.
And I know Goody right there carried the ball, looked like the star of that play, but that play is credited to the offensive line. That was by far the best push of the night on the Morgan County's defensive front.
So let's see. This is the first time since that second scoring possession, or the second possession that Franklin County scored on in the first quarter, that Morgan's really been pushed, their back's been pushed up against the wall. And let's see if they'll step up and maybe cause a turnover or a turnover on downs. It's going to be a misdirection, and he is met in the backfield again, but this time it's by junior defensive end Kristen Foster. There, that's Chris Goody again on the run. He is met for about a 1 or 2 yard loss. Brings up 2nd and 12 for this Lions offense.
Like I said before, this also feels like another must-score drive for the Lions. They're already down 22 points, a little bit less than 6 minutes to go left in the half. They need to score right here and take a little bit more positive into halftime.
See what they call up here. Again, my name is Philip Hubbard, joined by Will Wynn here, and we're live at Bill Corey Stadium in Madison, Georgia, where it's pink out for Morgan County. And they currently lead the Franklin County Lions 28-6. It's just going to be a fullback run, but again is met again. That is number 15, Alec Veal on the run. And he is met at the line of scrimmage by number 53 again, Kristen Foster there leading the charge for that Morgan County defensive front.
Yeah, Alec Veal plays both sides of the ball for the Lions. He's also an inside linebacker. He's quick to the ball, but as you can see, whenever he got the handoff right there, it was just not going to go good from the start. Bulldogs right there all over it.
And they've run that play a few times here tonight against this Morgan County defense, and it has not gained anything on each time they run it. Maybe they just need to run another quarterback sneak instead of a fullback dive to gain positive yards. And so, that's an incomplete pass by Hazelton, intended for number 4, Josh Beasley, but there is a flag on the field.
We will check the flag.
And let's see what.
Looks like this might extend the Lions' drive right here.
And that's going to be pass interference against Morgan County, another costly penalty, as that's going to cost them 15 yards and an automatic first down. Again, like you said, Will, extending the Lions' drive just like they did on their second possession in which they scored their lone touchdown on.
3rd and long, you cannot give that up. You can give them the shallow route. As long as they don't get the first down, they're fine, but another costly penalty for the Bulldogs.
Let's see here. A new life for this Lions offense. About the 25-yard line, so not in the red zone quite yet, but knocking on the door as they come out. And the two-wing set, one wide receiver to the left. It's going to be number 22, Simon Berger, on the run.
Berger with the carry for the Lions. DJ Jones with the stop.
It'll be about a 3 or 4 yard gain there. Or excuse me, it's going to be about a 5-yard gain. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 5 for the Lions, which is what the situation they want to be in, stay ahead of the chains and not get behind them.
As you can see before this run, they threw the ball, got that pass interference, but they are going to get back to the identity of their offense, which is running the ball in that double wing T formation. And as you can see, they go right back to it.
So looks like one wide receiver bunch to the left in this double wing set. Hands it off to number 2, Chris Goody again, the sophomore, who is the backup quarterback to Hazelton, but has been getting some reps at the left wing back position.
Cole Freeman with the stop for the Bulldogs. It'll be 3rd down and 2 for the Lions.
And so let's see what they do here. This is going to be 3rd and about 2, which is another manageable situation for the Lions. one they want to be in. Let's see if they can convert. But obviously, you got to think that this is 2-down territory for Sutherland here in the closing minutes of the first half.
Yeah, with the first half coming down to a close, I really think even if they were to lose a couple yards here, I think you have to go for it on fourth down.
And again, for the second time tonight, there is no fullback in the backfield. It's just 2 wingbacks, 2 wide receivers. And there is that odd quarterback sneak there on the 3rd and short. It's going to be around the first down marker. It's again going to depend on the spot there by the referee.
That 3rd down call right there just tells you that it's 4th down territory. I think if they weren't to get this first down like they just did, I think they go back to that exact same quarterback sneak.
Let's see what they do here. It's going to be first down for the Lions.
From the Bulldog 15.
Just inside the 15-yard line at the 14. Knocking on the door here with just over 3 minutes to go. They trail Morgan County 28-6. Obviously, a score right here would be a big boost for this Lions offense right here before the end of the half.
Yeah, that would be a little bit of momentum going in for the Lions, but you have to remember, if they score quickly, Morgan County still has all 3 timeouts left. They have plenty of time with Folds' arm that he has, and explosive players like Robertson and Wyatt, they have plenty of time. But if you're the Lions, you still have to get points here.
You definitely do, and it's not going to happen on that first down play. It's going to be 2nd and 11 after he's met in the backfield for a 1-yard loss. So, Will, if you're Coach Sutherland here as the offensive coordinator, what play call do you make here on 2nd and 11 to kind of give your offense a chance to score points?
You know, for the past few plays, they've been going in between the tackles. They threw the ball, got that pass interference. I think you run it out here to the wide left right here, right outside the tackle.
Let's see what they do here. It's a bunch set. It's going to hand it off again to the junior running back, Simon Berger. And he is met. Going to be no gain on the play there. It's going to bring up 3rd and 11.
Yeah, that exactly what I said would happen happened, but that just didn't work out for the Bulldogs, for the Lions. Bulldogs right there all over it.
Let's see what they do here. That's actually a 2-yard gain there by Berger on the run. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 9. Definitely not comfortable territory for this Franklin County offense. But let's see what they call here on 3rd and long.
Once again, 3rd and long for the Lions. The Bulldogs just cannot give up another penalty that'll keep this drive going for the Lions.
They've done it twice tonight already. Let's see what they do here. Again, they try to draw that Morgan County defense offside, which is worth a shot here in the closing minute and a half. That's going to be timeout for Franklin County.
Timeout, Franklin
with
County.
a minute and 11 to go here with them trailing 28-6. Obviously, last time they called a timeout, Will, down here on this side of the field, they had that streak pass that went for a big gain, set them up 1st and goal. Timeout here. What is your play call if you're Coach Sutherland?
Yeah, they called that timeout right there. There was 1 second left on the play clock. They did not want to get any farther back than they already were. It was already 3rd and 8. They could not afford a 3rd and 13. So this play call, I think 4th down territory right here possibly. I don't know how much trust they have in their field goal kicking abilities, but I do believe that they will run the ball.
So they've already eclipsed 6 minutes of time of possession, which is what Paul Sutherland wanted to do here. And obviously, if you keep killing clock, that means your offense cannot get the ball back if you're killing 6 minutes of drive and not putting up points.
Exactly. For the Lions, as long as Folds is on the sideline, the better it is for them, the higher chance they have of winning this game.
So with a minute and 11 seconds here, it's 3rd and 8 here for Franklin County, excuse me, here on Morgan County's pink out game. Let's see what the play call is by Coach Sutherland, as he is the head coach for Franklin County, but he also serves as his own offensive coordinator, which he also served as in the 17 years he coached at Pendleton High School in South Carolina before he retired up there and moved down here. This will be a 3 wide receiver set. Hazelton looks for Beasley again. Looks like the same play that they got the pass interference call on earlier, but that was great coverage there for that Morgan County defense. Number 10, Zon Mahoney there on the coverage, batted the ball down, put it straight down, and there was no pass interference call on that pass.
That was a rush pass attempt by Hallison right there. He had Chris Wall right in his face. He threw him down again right before he released the ball.
So let's see what Franklin County decides to do. They're going to attempt a field goal there. Number 83, Jonathan Duncan here on the attempt for Franklin County. And let's see if he can't put up 3 here with 1:08 left to go in the second. Very low kick, but it clears, and it's up and good. 28-9. Morgan County now leads with 1:02 to go in the second quarter. So if you're Morgan County here, you're about to get the ball. Like you said, they've got all 3 timeouts. Do you run the ball, go to halftime, or do you try to put up another score here right before the half?
I would not be surprised if Malone and Woodall right here are stay conservative, take it to the halftime, see what they can do, see what kind of adjustments they make. I mean, they do still have a pretty large lead, 19-point lead. So, I mean, a lot of positives to take out the half. I wouldn't be surprised if they just took a knee and sent it to the half.
So, just like on the field goal attempt, Duncan is back out there to pick off the ball for Franklin County. Edwards is back deep. A little adjustment here on the kickoff return, though. They have Robertson around the 20-yard line. Normally he's back there around the 10. This time he's up a little bit more, anticipating that pooch kick, squib kick to the right.
Yeah, Franklin County smart. It doesn't matter for them wherever Robertson is on the field. I think they're going to try and keep it away from him as the whole rest of the night.
Yeah, because he started off the game with a very explosive return to open this game and really set the tone for Morgan County throughout this first half. And Robertson is there. And he's off to the races. Him, and it looks like it's going to be Beasley there on the stop. And again, that's why, like you said, Franklin County wanted to keep the ball away, but Coach Malone made that adjustment, moved Robertson up in the kickoff return formation, and it paid off for him there.
I don't know if Franklin County just didn't realize he was over there, or they already had or they believed that they could stop him. But once again, Seth Robertson showing why he is such a dynamic player.
And they're already at the 24-yard line, knocking on the red zone. So obviously now with 3 timeouts, you're going to expect from Morgan County to try to put this ball back in the end zone and extend their lead right here before halftime.
Exactly. If not, at least a field goal right here with this such great starting field position.
Let's see, is Proby back in the backfield for Morgan? Runs a little wheel route. And Foles just throws it behind him there, right there on the goal line. That's going to bring up 2nd and 10. A little wheel route there, something we haven't really seen him run the last few weeks, Will. Wonder what that play call was about.
Not necessarily a bad throw right there by Folds, but I think it looks like Proby just lost it out there, and it had to have been a great back shoulder catch for him to haul that in.
Let's see what they call here. It's going to be 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. And again, it's Proby in the backfield, offset to Folds' right. Just a straight drop back. Number 14, Jarrett White drops the ball around the 15-yard line, and you have to think that if he held onto the ball there and he turned around, it probably would have been a touchdown because there was no lines in sight in his track that he would have taken to the end zone.
Wyatt just did not see the ball all the way in before he just started turning upfield before he actually caught the ball. And Folds had all day in the pocket to throw that ball. Lions have gotten no pressure on him so far tonight.
Let's see what they do here on 3rd down. This time Lumpkin is in the backfield, picks up a good block. Folds chunking it to the end zone. And there is a yellow flag on the field. Wyatt was the intended target. It looks like a similar play that we saw earlier in the second quarter. And let's see if this is going to be another pass interference against the Franklin County defense, as Beasley was there again on the coverage for the Lions defense.
That ball was far from even being catchable and hauling in the touchdown, but you saw the yanking of the jersey right there. That's an easy call for the ref.
And it is going to be pass interference against the Lions. Extends this Morgan County drive. and that's going to set them up with a first down. It was 3rd and 10, and they really just bailed Morgan County out with 3 failed pass attempts.
Once again, mental mistakes. That's Beasley's second pass interference right there at this end of the field.
So let's see what Morgan County does. They still have all 3 timeouts. 35 seconds remain here in the first half. Plenty of time, especially with the 3 timeouts. Maybe they even try to run to give Franklin County off balance here, something that's going to be unexpected. And they do with a jet sweep to Robertson, their playmaker tonight. He gets the edge, and it's a touchdown for the senior wideout on the jet sweep. And that's going to extend Morgan's lead. 34-9, pending the extra point.
Like you said, Phillip, with the 3 timeouts, they had the whole entire playbook open. They could run anything they wanted. Just a simple sweep out there to the left side. Too much speed, got the edge. Touchdown, Morgan County.
And every time Robertson has touched the ball. Folds there Robertson there. Every time he's touched the ball tonight, Will, he has made a play with his feet, juking and making plays. And now that made Folds 8 for 13 with 111 yards there here in the first half. And 2 touchdown passes to add to his senior resume.
You can see why Coach Malone and the Cole coaching staff love Seth Robertson. He can do it all from kick returning to putting him in great field position to offensive work, getting them down there in the scoring in the end zone.
And that is, again, the sophomore kicker, Ian Nelly from Morgan County, that puts the extra point up and good. And that extends their lead 35-9 here with just 29 seconds. Now let's flip the script here, Will. Franklin County only has 1 timeout. Nothing has gone right for them. What do you do on this ensuing possession? Do you try to go for another score here before half, or do you just run the ball because your team gets it back to start the second half? What do you do here if you're Coach Sutherland?
I think you just take the knee, go to the half, make the adjustments. Morgan County still has 2 timeouts left on the field. So if Franklin County tries to do anything, you could see Morgan County call 2 quick timeouts, save some time, maybe put Seth Robertson out there in the backfield, maybe give him a chance to do something.
So let's see what they do. As number 12, Noah Brown, is in on the kick off for Morgan County. And it's just going to be fair call just inside the 50 is number 15, Alec Veal, on the reception on that kickoff. And let's see what they do here for this Franklin County offense. If they take the knee like Will said, or they're going to try to be aggressive and put up another score here right before the half.
Maybe if they started in great field position like Morgan County did, maybe try and get some points on the board, at least a field goal. But since they're on their own 36-yard line, I don't see any reason why they can try and go down the field and score.
Let's see, they come back out in that bunch. 2 wings set with a fullback in backfield. And Hazelton is just going to take a knee there. And so let's see, Morgan County, it looks like it's not going to call a timeout. 15 seconds and counting is there. And let's see what they call here. Less than 10 seconds. Both teams are still out on the field.
Hazelton downs the football.
And it looks like Franklin County and Morgan is making their way to halftime. So here at the halftime break, it is 35-9 Morgan County. Unlike last week, this is what we expected. Will, what's your key takeaways from that Morgan County sideline, Will?
Exactly like Coach Malone said when we talked to him before the game. They had a really tough practice. Coach was hard on them, and you can tell they are focused in this game. They came out swinging, and you could tell just by the score of the result. And I expect nothing different in the second half.
Let's see what they do here at halftime with Morgan County leading. All the momentum is on their side. And I'm sure, as Coach Malone told us before the game, he was fired up about this one. I'm sure he's still fired up now. And let's see what he has to say. Our sideline reporter is currently trying to track down Coach Malone here before halftime to get his thoughts about his team's first half performance. And I'm sure, like I said, he is very pleased with what his team has done and produced here in this first half in front of this pink-out crowd for Morgan County. And so, like I said, our sideline reporter, Nicole Sheeran, is standing by with Coach Malone. Nicole.
Going into the half, a lead like this can feel comforting. How are you going to ensure that your fans will be too overconfident and maybe set themselves up for an upset in the second half? On Friday in your game against Jackson County, Bridget Lumpkin had 5 carries for just 13 yards. But how would you rate his performance so far tonight?
I think Bridget always runs stuff. We had blocking Jackson County last season. Our line's played better than their guys. I get I'm not going to install that. He's had a couple good slash runs.
Well, thank you, Coach. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Nicole, and thank you, Coach Malone, for here right at halftime. So let's see, Will, on the other sideline for Franklin County, they are losing 0-5. It's been 364 days since they last won a road game. And what do they have to do in the second half to really come back and make this a respectable ball game?
So Franklin County is going to start the second half with the ball. And so they don't necessarily have to score as quickly as they can. They just need to chip away, make the game respectable, put a little pressure on Morgan County and their sideline and their coaching staff for the second half.
Gotcha, Will. Let's see if they do that in the second half. Unfortunately, though, me and Mr. Will Wynn are going to retire here in the second half. Your second half play-by-play commentator, Ms. Hayden Chambliss, and your co-analyst for the second half is Mr. Mason Cantrell. They'll have the call for you after halftime. We're at Bill Corey Stadium, where Morgan County leads Franklin County 35-9 here at halftime. Don't forget, you're watching Morgan County football on MCHSLive.com.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
You can achieve a lot using your imagination. I mean, I don't like to brag, but... Wait, who's that? And why is she all over these achievement awards? But with STEM, the sky's the limit. Shaboom! Use STEM to envision... Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah. Invent...
Got any ideas?
I've got a few, actually. And create a better world.
Told you she's super smart.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at SheCanSTEM.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world?
You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs? Just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed. And they're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs. And it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world?
You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
Watch every snap live on mchslive.com.
Morgan County Athletics would like to wish a happy 10th birthday to Charlie Bubenheim. Happy birthday, Charlie.
Right now, I just need you to get real loose. Get comfortable. Grab your loved ones, or grab your love partner. And if you're by yourself, no worries. Just follow after me. And do the twist. Pink cowboy blues. Got a sweetheart and spin. Go down and get yours. Take it to the left now. With it, don't go down, take a sip with it. Come back with your feet, just having fun. To the left now. To the right. Now take your left hand and put it on your side. Gonna roll your shoulders, do the slip and slide. This next part's my favorite part this time. Gonna do the twister. Cowboy blues, got a sweetheart and spin a wheel. Go down and get yours. Take it to the left now and dip with it. Don't go down, take a sip with it. Lean back with your head. See, it's simple, you can do it. Slide to the left, slide to the right. Now cool down, have a good time. Slide to the left, slide to the right. Do the butterfly, have a good time. Round and round you go, it's time to show out right now. Time to the twister, and cowboy blues. Got a sweetheart and spin a wheel. Go down and get yours. Take it to the left now and dip with it. Don't go down, take a sip with it. Lean back with your dips in it. Take it down now, take it down now. Take it down now, take it down now. Bring it up now, bring it up now. Bring it up now, bring it up now. Take it down now, Chris Cross. Bring it up now, Chris Cross. Do whatever you like right here. Gonna do the twister, and cowboy blues. Got a sweetheart and spin a wheel. Go down and get yours. Take it to the left now and dip with it. Don't go down. Sip with it, lean back with your head. That was not so bad. That was not so bad, was it? That was not so bad. That was not so bad, was it? That was not so bad. That was not so bad, was it? That was not so bad. That was not so bad, was it? Gonna do the twist over there. Pink cowboy blues. Got a sweetheart and spin. Go down and get yours. Take it to the left now and dip with it. Don't go down, take a sip with it. Lean back with your hips in it. Free as a breeze, not
to the Bose Wrecker Service second half. The Franklin County Lions will receive the second half kickoff.
God, you Gizzle. Not you.
Welcome back to Morgan County Football on MCHSLive.com. I'm Hayden Chambliss, your second half play-by-play analyst, and we have Mason Cantrell here with color for the second half. So we're getting back to the game. We're in Madison, Georgia at Bill Corey Stadium, where the Morgan County Bulldogs are beating the Franklin County Lions 35-9 going into the second half of the game. So some stats for the game. Franklin County has 34 passing yards. Their quarterback, Everett Hasselden, is 1 for 3 on the night. There's 53 rushing yards, and that totals 87 total yards for the Lions in this game. Morgan County has 111 passing yards, 123 rushing yards. Trent Foltz, their leading quarterback, is 8 for 13 on the night. They total 234 yards. Now they do have 2 penalties for 30 yards, for a loss of 30 yards, and that is the problem for this Morgan County team. They've had a history with bad penalties for the past few weeks, and that's the adjustment that I think they need to make.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a 35-9 lead at halftime. There's not much you need to do except just keep it up. Like you said, they clean up the penalties, but they've done a much better job this week than last week. Key player for Morgan County in that first half was their wide receiver, Seth Robertson. He had 66 yards of offense, had several long kick returns, too, to set the team up good offensively.
You know, the key adjustment that I think Franklin County needs to make is stop running the ball up the middle. It doesn't seem to be effective since they do only have 53 rushing yards compared to Morgan County's 123.
Well, when you're running a double wing T offense like they are, possession's key. They've gotten some key first downs running up the middle like that, but they have had more success working it to the outside there. Simon Berger especially is their lead carrier. He's got 8 carries for 24 total yards. A lot of those have come when they've worked him to the outside. We'll see if they can do that in the second half to keep possession and get more experience for their players, which is something Coach Sutherland told us was one of the big keys for them.
Yeah, so some of the big key plays of the game were the first touchdown for the Morgan County Bulldogs. It was 11 minutes left in the first quarter. Foltz threw to Walls for a 24-yard touchdown pass. Starting off the game 7-0, they kept that scoring streak going with another touchdown until Franklin County was able to put one in the end zone with Simon Berger running that ball into the in for a touchdown for a 22-yard run. Then Morgan County kept the scoring going and racked up 35 points by the end of the first half, with Franklin only gathering another field goal.
Trent Foltz has definitely been huge for Morgan County tonight, helping keep their scoring up. He's been accurate. He hasn't had an interception, which has been a slight problem for him the last couple weeks. Look for him to keep it up in the second half. I expect the Bulldogs to keep a big lead moving forward.
All right, we are setting up for a kickoff formation. Morgan County is kicking off the ball to the Franklin County Lions.
They've been pooch kicking it all night tonight. Sure to see much the same there. Franklin County's got 2 shallow returners.
And the ball is down on the
ball will be spotted at their own 31
on the 40-yard line.
Franklin County's last drive of the first half, they had the ball almost 7 total minutes there. That's something that even though they didn't put it in the end zone, they consider that a successful drive. They want to keep their guys out there, get them some more experience in what's been a rebuilding year for this school so far.
We have number 14, Everett Hasselden, at quarterback. He takes the snap, hands it off to number 22, Simon Berger, and he is tackled at the 35.
That's a play they've ran several times tonight with Berger in motion. They take the snap, immediately hand it off to him. What made that one a little bit different tonight was they had some receivers out wide, looking for a bit of a wrinkle to stretch out that Morgan County defense, but wasn't too successful.
Second down and 6 for the Lions.
It is second down and 6 for the Lions. So we are going to the line of scrimmage.
Franklin County not afraid to take their time getting up on the line.
The ball is snapped and run up the middle.
That quarterback power play is the type of play you want to run on 3rd and short, maybe a 4th and short type situation. On 2nd and long like that, it doesn't get them a ton of yards, but it does set them up at least in a more manageable 3rd down position.
Looks to be only a 2-yard gain for the Lions. The ball is on the 37.
Expect much the same here from Franklin County. They've thrown the ball a few times tonight, but Coach Malone told us that his defense didn't expect them to throw the ball more than 5 times on the evening.
They are 1-3 on the night, so that makes sense. And the ball is handed off to Simon Berger again up the right side.
Same play we saw there on 1st down to Berger, except that time they had the bunch set, tried to give him some more blockers. Nothing doing there. That quick Morgan County defense shut it down.
It is 4th down with 4 to go, and it looks like they're going to punt.
Not what you want coming out for the second half is Franklin County. You don't really expect to get back into this game so far behind with a slow-moving offense, but they would like to get at least a couple first downs, move the chains a little bit, drain some time off that clock, keep their defense off the field.
I think that's one thing that they were successful about in the first half was keeping the ball in their possession. It's a high snap. And the ball is caught by number 3 from Morgan County, Al Edwards.
Edwards with a fair catch there. He's shown some reluctance in past weeks to call a fair catch. He's been running up and catching the ball in traffic. That time he played it safe. Don't want any turnovers in his own half.
38. First down, Morgan.
Decent punt there for Franklin County, too. That has not been their strong suit tonight. They've had a couple shanks early on.
And the Morgan County offense is taking the field.
Franklin County defense giving a lot of space to the Morgan County wide receivers there.
Gains 3 for the Dogs.
And we have an injury. We have an injury update from our sideline reporter, Nicole Sheeran. Number 55, Jarrell Brown of Morgan County is out. He is on the sideline, icing his knee currently.
Penalty there for the Morgan County offense, set them back.
The game clock has started.
For the Bulldogs.
1st and 18 now for the team.
Folds takes the snap, hands it off to number 15, Bridget Lumpkin. He is tackled on the 27.
Great pursuit to the ball there by that Franklin County defense. Lumpkin's been able to work it out outside a few times on him tonight. Comes up a little limpy there. His ankle was messing with him last week. With such a big lead, I don't know if we'd see much more of him if that's bothering him now.
And we have a 3 wide receiver set to the right. Fold steps back. and finds Seth Robertson, number 4, at the 51.
Great job there on that deep post route by Robertson. The Franklin County defense was giving him a bunch look on that trip set out to the right. He cut to the middle field, worked it back out, got space from his man. Folds was able to find him for a big gain.
It's well known by other teams that Seth is definitely the favorite for Folds to hit.
He's such an athletic playmaker, though, that even when teams are looking to stop him, he can get out and make space on his own, especially with the other offensive weapons from Morgan County.
Folds takes the snap, throws it to number 3, Al Edwards. He looks to be down on the 55.
They've ran that quick screen out a few times tonight, and even though they haven't gotten any major plays out of it, it's done a good job stretching out that Franklin County defense. Franklin County generally runs a 3-3 set, but they came out early tonight running a 4-3. They've moved back now to that 3-3 look. Can't help but think that it's because Morgan County is not afraid to space them out.
Folds takes the snap, hands it off, and he is down on the 44.
Toby gains 1, Burbage.
Defense collapsed there on that side of the line. Proby had a quick little hesitation move, but he wasn't able to get many yards out of that. Even if they don't get the first down on third here, I would expect them to go for it if they get a short gain.
Folds is running, and he hits, and it's dropped by Al Edwards.
Well, Edwards had the ability to get that first down there, but Folds had plenty of room to run. However, that is something he's been hesitant to do all year. He does not like to run, especially when he's got that wrapped up elbow.
Something Malone said last week is imagine the power he could have if he just learned to put his shoulder down and power through, since he is such a big guy. Trip Folds, punts the ball, and it bounces at about the 22. The 17. And now we're going to throw it down to our sideline reporter, Nicole Sheeran, with an injury update on number 55.
I'm down here on the sidelines with left guard number 55, Gerald Brown. From what I can see right now, he was playing in the first quarter and seemed to be injured. He's currently on the bench sitting next to 2 of his players. His slides are on, the ice is on his knee, and he's taking a break. He seems to be out for the game. Earlier there was a trainer talking with him, helping him ice his knee, but from what I can see right now, he's icing, he's got his slides on, and he seems to be out for the game, but more injury updates to come. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Nicole. And we have number 2. Good is tackled on the 30.
Quick little toss there to Good, running out of the backfield in motion. He was able to work it up the middle. A lot of times when they've moved their backs like that, it's been to the outside, so he's able to find some space in the middle of that Morgan County defense. And with Brown out on offense from Morgan County, his backup, Zach Martin, the senior, he's only 5'8", but that size disadvantage shouldn't be too much of an issue for a Franklin County defensive line that hasn't been able to get much pressure tonight.
That is one of Morgan County's strong points, is the line on both sides of the ball. And Franklin County tries to run it up the middle again. And it seems to be staying at around the 32.
Malone with the tackle.
Franklin County stepping back into the huddle there. About 30 seconds here on the play clock. Taking their time. We're already halfway through this third quarter. Don't look like they're in any rush to get the plays off.
An update from our sideline. It looks to be like Morgan County's second defense is about to go in. Offense. And it is snapped and run to the right side of the field. And number 22, Simon Berger, is taking it to the house. Oh, and he goes short just a few yards.
We've got a flag all the way back at the 45-yard line of Franklin County. This one might be coming back.
A penalty marker on the field. We'll check the infraction. And it is holding against the Lions.
And it seems to be a personal foul. Holding. And they are taking it back.
Biggest play of the night for Franklin County, but unfortunately that one's coming back. The safety, Franklin County. The safety from Morgan County was given about 10 yards of space off the line there. He was able to set up a few blocks by the wide receivers. That's how they were able to break free on that run. One of them just held on a little too long.
That was a good play by Franklin County, though, that they were able to get it down the field. Hopefully for them, they're able to do that again, even with the penalty setback. And the ball is settled on the 36.
Foul penalty. It will remain second down.
It ended up still being a gain there for Franklin County because the penalty happened so far upfield, just not quite what they wanted.
Definitely not the almost touchdown that they had. It is 2nd and 1. Number 14 takes the snap, runs straight up the middle.
Still was able to get the first down there, though. He got tackled from behind and dragged backwards. That was why it looked like he had a little bit of a loss, but it's going to be a first down for Franklin County. Like we were talking about earlier, in short yardage situations, that quarterback power run up the middle can get you a first down.
From their 37.
That's 2 first downs now on the drive for Franklin County. They haven't moved too far down the field, but they continue to take time off the clock here.
And the ball is handed off and run up the middle to about the 45, 43.
Good with the carry. Good for 6 yards.
They're starting to get more and more yards on these runs up the middle. That's exactly what they were looking for coming out of halftime. Didn't do so great on the first drive with it, but now they got a methodical drive. Plodding, at best, would be the progress, but they're still making up yards and taking chunks off the clock, getting their guys experience.
It's ironic considering that our key adjustment was for them to stop running the ball up the middle.
One noticeable change on their offense in the second half is they're splitting more wide receivers out wide. That makes the Morgan County defense move out a little bit more, which could be a reason why they're getting some more space in the heart of that defense. Nothing doing on this play, though, as we've got all 22 players about 8 yards from the line of scrimmage.
And it's a handoff to Simon Berger, number 22, up the right side.
Great blocking there by that Franklin County offense. Everyone motions out wide. You have to be patient when you're setting up blocks like that, both running and setting them up. He waited for his guys to get in front of him, cut upfield at the perfect time. Another first down.
It's a Franklin County first down on the 50-yard line.
Midfield, it's 1st and 10 for the Lions.
Only 3 minutes left to go in this third quarter here. They are taking chunks off the clock.
They have definitely dominated possession for this quarter.
Haven't even crossed midfield yet.
Ball is snapped. He drops back in the pocket, and it is overthrown to number 22, Simon Berger.
Well, he had his man wide open there. Morgan County was beat down the sidelines. Just not an accurate throw. Yards out in front of him. That was a sure touchdown if he was able to complete that with room to run.
Xavier LeGuin defending on the play. 2nd down and 10 for the Lions.
Clock stopped now. Franklin County getting a look from the sidelines there in that bunch huddle.
They're back at the line of scrimmage on the 50-yard line. snap is good. Just running straight up the right sideline.
Great job by him fighting off tackles there. He had a couple Morgan County defenders get a handful of his jersey. A little spin move, was able to get 3 or 4 extra yards out of that. That's all Franklin County is looking to do. Inch by inch, move that ball up the field.
They did a very good job of pushing Chris Good out of bounds. Some area game updates. We have Monroe area leading Jackson 41-0 in the second quarter of that game. And that is a first down for Franklin County again.
Well, that's their 4th first down of the drive. And they are just a shade over, just a shade in front of the Morgan County 40-yard line. So not taking a ton of shots downfield, just moving it down like 2 to 3 yards at a time for that offense.
1st and 10 from the Bulldog 39.
1st and 10 for the Franklin County Lions. Ball is being run by Simon Berger up the left side of the field, and he is stopped on the 36.
Berger had a slight wrinkle there where he could have stood that run to the outside, might have taken it to the end zone. Morgan County's defensive line was able to come off their blocks quick, drag him down, keep that play from being any bigger than it was.
We have another Northeast Georgia area football update. Jefferson is leading Hart 14-7 in the second quarter. Both of those teams are top teams in the state and up on Morgan County's schedule. They're set to play Jefferson next week. And that looks to be a dog pile.
Well, there's yet another hole there that Good could have cut it upfield, but once again, the Morgan County defense quickly moved off their blocks, closed it down. They stayed in front of the chains once more, but haven't gotten a first down. And for Good, that's his 13th carry for 54 yards on the night.
It is 3rd down with 4 to go. Can they get another first down?
Doesn't look like they're in any hurry to before this third quarter ends.
And we are going to take it down to Nicole Sheeran on the sidelines.
35, Franklin County 9.
Bulldog program at the school. Monday through Friday, the football players are fed breakfast, lunch, and a pre-practice snack. And on game nights like tonight, they're fed a pre-game meal to fuel them up for the game ahead. At practice on Tuesday, offensive coordinator Wade Whittle and head coach Malone emphasized that this is the healthiest they have seen their players all season long. According to a story written by our very own Philip Hubbard, 17 of the players have gained over 10 pounds, and 5 players have gained 5 points on the strength index. Now, these 5 points on the strength index means that these players are lifting heavier weights than they did last season. And Malone credits a lot of this strength to the calcium that they're receiving. A local dairy farm supplies chocolate, regular, and lactose-free milk to the Fuel Up Milk Fridge at Morgan County High School. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Nicole. A score update for everyone. It is 35-9, Morgan County leading the Franklin County Lions with 12 minutes left on the game clock.
Well, Morgan County wasn't able to keep scoring in that quarter, but it's hard to score when you've only got the ball once. Franklin County set out to do what their game plan was, hold the ball. They did that very successfully in that quarter, even if it hasn't translated any points yet.
And the fourth quarter is starting on the 34 line side.
5th first down for Franklin County on that drive. That one by Berger turning it upfield. One thing Franklin County's done in the second quarter is mixed up the play looks. They've been running a lot of the same plays. You only have so many of those when you're running the double wing T, but they put more guys out wide. It's allowed for better blocking. They've been able to get their guys to the outside, more first downs, slightly longer runs. It's helped them keep on the field, keep running the clock, and keep moving it.
Franklin County is enjoying taking their time in the huddle before each play. The ball is at the 28. Snap it good, hand it off to Good, up the middle.
Good with a carry of 4 yards.
4-yard gain on that play. Can't ask for much more when you're trying to move it down the field 3 to 4 yards at a time. They stay in control. We've already seen a minute go by in this fourth quarter, and I'd expect we'll see plenty more before Franklin County gives this ball up.
And Franklin County is returning to the line of scrimmage. In the same formation they have been in pretty much all night. And it is up the middle with Good again.
The exact same play there again, and a very similar result. Yet another first down for Franklin County. That is their 6th of this drive.
And Braxton Harris.
The ball has landed on the 24-yard line.
Carry was good enough for a Lions first down.
On the 17, excuse me.
Ball is spotted at the Bulldog 22.
They take about 10 yards back when they huddle from the ball there, almost like they're scared of it once they get that first down.
They're definitely trying to move it very slowly to the end zone so that Morgan County doesn't have the chance to score on them again. The ball is handed off up the middle. And they're pushing it through.
Taking tippy-toe steps off through the middle there, and he's still out of gain of about 8 or 9 yards. Everything's working for this Franklin County offense on this drive.
Whatever happened in the locker room at halftime must have put some pep in their step and made things more clear to them.
You said that Morgan County second-team offense was going to come back out on their next drive. Those kids may be graduated by the time Morgan County gets the ball back.
Snap is handed off to Good again, up the middle again. Only for about a 1 or 2 yard gain.
Still got the first down there. That's their 7th of the drive. They're looking to collect those. They can't get any more. It's the end zone or nothing at this point. First and goal for Franklin County.
I feel like it's very rare for a team to get 7 first downs in one drive.
Difficult for most teams, not when you're looking to move the ball about 2 yards at a time. Crazy to think we started this drive with about a 60-yard run that was called back, too.
I think they're less concerned about scoring, but keeping Morgan County from scoring again.
Wide receiver out wide here for Franklin County.
And it is a touchdown by Good.
Well, he walked into the end zone on that one. They've ran that quick turnaround and pitch play several times. At this point on the drive, you can expect that Morgan County defense to be tired. They didn't have anyone on that side of the line. Stepped into the end zone.
I think Morgan County is just ready to get the ball back.
Quickest Franklin County's going to snap the ball tonight. They get the extra point down. It is up, and it is good. So with 8:44 left in the fourth quarter, it is Morgan County 35 and Franklin County 16.
You are watching MCHSLive.com.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Watch every snap live on MCHSLive.com.
Welcome back to Morgan County football on MCHSLive.com, where the score is 35-16. Morgan County beating Franklin County in Madison, Georgia, here at Bill Corey Stadium.
We described that last drive for Franklin County as plodding. That may be overhyping it just a little bit. They moved down the field there at a snail's pace. A lot of work there for good on that drive. After that, he's got 17 carries tonight for 73 total yards and a touchdown.
We have Al Edwards in the backfield ready to receive the ball.
Franklin County, much like Morgan County, has been pooch sticking it a lot tonight. Let's see if they stick with that strategy.
Looks to be a good crowd here for it being fall break for Morgan County. All dressed in feature breast cancer awareness month. The ball is kicked off. It's a touchback.
Well, Morgan County didn't have anyone back there to field that, but remember, in high school, if it goes into the end zone, you can't return it. It's a touchback. Looks like we've got a flag on the play, though. Potentially a false start on the...
We have infraction for false start against Franklin County on the kick.
And that is exactly what it was. So that kick's going to be moving back about 5 yards there. Can't get a running start downfield to tackle your opponent, but looks like Franklin County was itching to get the ball carrier there.
Coach Malone seems to be frustrated on the sideline. I think he wants the ball.
We're playing Sandstorm Hill here at Bill Corey Stadium. Both of our coaches tonight are South Carolina fans, so I'm sure that's getting them nice and amped up before this drive.
All right, we are redoing the kickoff. Kicking off from the 35-yard line. Number 83, Jonathan Duncan.
Morgan County's less bunched up on this return.
And they still have Al Edwards in the backfield, and he drops the ball. Picks it up, and the play is ended.
Interesting they called the touchback there after he fielded that ball. That becomes a live ball. If Edward was to try and take a knee on the touchback there, that would have been the safety. So I'm surprised the refs called that one. A little bit of a lucky break there for Morgan County. And once again, Edwards' willingness to field the ball and it slipping through his hand shows through.
Bulldogs will set up shop from their own 20-yard line. First down, Morgan.
And we have a new quarterback on the field, Pratt Spivey, who took over for Folds when he was injured. It's a high snap, and he hands the ball off to number 30.
Well, Spivey's a good quarterback, but he doesn't give them quite the downfield push that Trent Folds does. Don't think they'll be looking for that anyways today. As late in this game, they're just looking to take some time off the clock, complete some quick throws, get some of their backups work.
This is a good chance for them to get some reps before they have to go up against Jefferson next week.
Morgan County taking their turn, taking plenty of time off the play clock before they snap the ball.
And that's another snap. Up the middle to number 30.
Bryce Terry with the stop for the Lions, number 30 again for the Dogs. Gain of 5, it'll be third down and 4.
That's William Jeffries there getting his second carry on this drive. 3rd and 4 now for Morgan County on their own 26-yard line.
Ball is a high snap again, up the middle. William Jeffries makes a good run for it, getting to about the 46-yard line.
Jeffries worked his way up the middle there, found plenty of space, cut back into the middle of the field. He ended up taking a big shot because of it, but he was able to get an extra 10 to 15 yards out of that. It's advantageous for the Morgan County defense. Even though this game does appear to be in hand for them, you know they've got to be tired after that long drive. Moves the chains for Morgan County, helps them stay on the field a little bit longer and keep that defense resting up on the bench.
When Spivey comes in the game, you can almost be certain that there's going to be a lot more running plays than passing plays because that is not his strength like it is for Folds.
Well, Spivey doesn't have the arm strength of Folds either, so a lot of their passing plays will be short stuff over the middle and see some more wide receiver screens out wide.
Another high snap. Jeffries up the middle.
Jeffries on the carry, 6 yards.
48.
Jeffries looking pretty slippery out on the field on that run. He had 2 or 3 guys get a hand on him, kept his feet moving, was able to get a few extra yards out of it there.
2nd down and 5.
2nd and manageable now for the Morgan County offense.
2nd and 5 to be exact on the 49-yard line.
We are just over the halfway mark in the 4th quarter. This game is breezing by with both teams running the ball so effectively.
All right, the ball is snapped to Spivey. Up the middle again with Jeffries. Seems to be only a few yard gain.
Jeffries gains 1.
Well, Jeffries clearly the bell cow now for that Morgan County offense. So he looks to keep working the ball up the field. Final stats for Trent Folds now that he's on the bench. He was 10 for 16 for 136 yards, 3 touchdowns tonight. Interception, something that had plagued Folds over the last couple games, even though his team hadn't suffered because of it. He cleaned that up tonight, was extremely accurate, found his guys downfield.
All right, we're lining up the line of scrimmage. And Spivey takes the snap, hands it off to number 26.
That's Carry-On Farley on the run there. Excuse me, that's number 36. Javier Le Guin was able to move the chains there from Morgan County. Part of the reason why that play worked is he was able to follow William Jeffries as the lead blocker moving up the sidelines. As soon as the Franklin County defense saw him in motion, they bid on that, able to cut it upfield, get some extra yards out of the play.
Team and even the refs have gone all out for the month of October. You can see that Spivey has a pink towel in his waistband. There's a flag on the play. Ball start.
Move that one back 5 yards from the Morgan County offense.
Is false start against the Bulldogs. 5-yard penalty will be 1st and 10. 1st and 15.
Penalty is something that's been plaguing Morgan County over the past couple weeks here. Even though they've had a few of them tonight, none of them been in crucial situations, and they haven't had nearly the yardage count of past weeks.
This looks to be a lot calmer game than the past few weeks.
They've definitely been in control throughout, haven't made some of the mental miscues that they have in past games.
Spivey takes the snap, hands it off to number 30, Jeffries again, to the 42-yard line.
Yeah, only 4 total penalties for 45 yards tonight for Morgan County. The past couple weeks, they've had almost a football field's worth of penalties both weeks.
2nd down, 14.
It is 2nd and 14. They are in Lions territory, but have a ways to go to the end zone. With only 3 minutes left in the game.
Clock is ticking by quick here. It's only 9:36.
Another high snap. It's handed off to number 30, Jeffries, up the middle again.
They're not looking to do too much there. Throw it downfield, work it outside, just move it right up the middle. With the play clock, they're able to take another 40 seconds off. Malone usually likes to go for it around this side of the field, even though it's a long distance, but I expect them just to punt it if they end up on 4th down.
Sideline update. The offensive and defensive coordinators, Brett Bell and Wade Woodall, are for Morgan County, are just standing off to the side. They seem to be watching, not calling plays. It's handed off to Jeffries up the right side of the field. And he gets to about the 33 in Lions territory.
Good upfield blocking there from Morgan County. You mentioned Woodall and Bell. Bell doesn't even have his headset on anymore. A lot like their younger players are on the field getting some experience. Looks like they're letting some of the younger guys on this Morgan County coaching staff get some experience tonight.
It is 4th and 4.
With 4th and more manageable there, Coach Malone, he's going for it as he normally does. Looked like they tried to draw him off sides there with a hard count.
Ball is snapped, handed off to Jeffries again, this time up the left side of the field.
Good
Flag
move
on
there by
play.
Jeffries. He slipped around a guy, cut up inside. Looked like the Franklin County defender led with his helmet there. I think that may be what the penalty's for. Jeffries had already touched the ground, looked like he'd given himself up, so he may have a helmet-to-helmet hit on this call.
The infraction is personal foul targeting against the Lions.
It was a targeting call. And the ball is now on the 14-yard line in Lions territory.
Well, now just a minute and 4 seconds left in the game. First down. A couple quick run plays are taking knee here. Looks like they're going to line up in interesting victory formation they've got with 3 guys out wide.
The whistle's been blown.
Last week was a bit of an adventure for Morgan County as they ran out the clock there. Inexplicably decided to pass on 3rd down of that drive, which stopped it, but they were able to pick up the first down. And that's going to be the end of the game there.
They're letting the clock run out. Final score is 35-16. Morgan County takes the lead, winning their 4th region game of their 3rd region game of the year, and Franklin County losing their 2nd.
Well, this one was never really in doubt tonight for the Morgan County team. They came out, got a score quick on their first offensive drive. Franklin County had that long pass play that set them up for a touchdown in the first quarter, but after that, it was all Morgan County. Controlled the game. The adjustments we're doing. Morgan County came out tonight, followed their game plan. They were up against a mismatched team, did exactly what they had to do, and took care of business to get the region win.
I'm sure Malone is much happier with this performance tonight than he was last week. They went up against a similar opponent, but tonight they had a very different result, a very different score on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they were able to shut down some stuff on Franklin County, even when they gave them interesting looks and different wrinkles. No trick plays like that plagued them last week. None of the penalty problems. None of the drive-killing turnovers on offense. able to come out, follow their game plan to a T, and even the final score of a 19-point margin of victory made the game look closer than it actually was.
This is one of the first times in the past few weeks that we've seen the second string take the field and be able to get some practice, get some reps, and even the younger coaching staff getting to kind of use their play calls.
And even though Franklin County was rushing the ball in almost every play tonight with every member of their offense, they ended up with only 129 total rushing yards. Their quarterback was only 1 for 4 for 34 yards passing. Meanwhile, Morgan County on the strength of Co-Bridget Lumpkin, 168 total rushing yards there, and they got over a quarter of those on his 48-yard run early in the game.
All right, the Morgan County band seems to be putting on quite the performance in the end zone, quite a celebration going on there. It is a good Friday night for Morgan County.
Morgan County is gathering in the end zone there. That's actually where the student section used to sit here on that hill just in front of the hedges.
All right, we are going to go down to our sideline reporter, Nicole Sheeran, with a post-game interview. She will be interviewing head coach of Morgan County, Malone, and the quarterback, Trent Folds. Looks to be a touching moment in the Morgan County end zone. The band playing and everyone hugging and swaying back and forth. All right, we're going to throw it down to Nicole.
All right, so you threw a total of 3 touchdowns tonight, and this is your 3rd game being back after injury. What are you going to do to carry this over into your tough matchup Friday against Jefferson?
Just have a good practice and get in the film on the watch film and just recuperate and learn new things.
Do you feel ready for Friday?
Yes.
And Coach, so I know you want to celebrate this victory and everything, but you do have a tough matchup against Jefferson this Friday. What are you specifically going to work on in practice to really get those reps in and hopefully flip the script from your loss last year?
I don't know what we're going to do yet. We haven't watched much film. We saw Jefferson against Oconee. We saw Jefferson against Franklin County, but we haven't broken it down yet. I know they run triple option. We haven't seen that all year long. That's going to be different for us. They're physical. They're big. Block real low. But I tell you, our kids have got a lot of confidence right now, and I think we're going to be in good shape.
Well, congratulations. Great job, guys. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Nicole, for that update. Final score here in Bill Corey Stadium in Madison, Georgia is 35-16. The Morgan County Bulldogs take the win over the Franklin County Lions. This means that Franklin County is 0-6 on the year, 0-2 in the region, and Morgan County is 6-1 on the year and 3-0 in the region. A very different scene than last year for Morgan County. Next weekend, Morgan County will be taking on Jefferson, a very tough opponent here in Bill Corey Stadium in Madison County.
Yeah, the Jefferson currently leads Hart County 28-16 with 9 minutes left to go in that game. Morgan County is definitely glad they'll have the home field advantage moving into next week and that some of their starters are able to rest up a little bit late in this game and not get banged up.
You've been watching Morgan County football on MCHSLive.com. Join us again next week as the Bulldogs take on Jefferson County at home in Bill Corey Stadium. Good night.